Namaste everyone. Today we are going to learn and practice one of the most beautiful and impactful pranayam when it comes to taking care of your mental health. Now, when it comes to mental health, what is one thing that we all fight for or we are trying to control? That is the thoughts in the mind. So this pranayam, which is known as Kapal Bhati, what is the meaning? Kapal means the forehead and Bhati means to shine. So when your intellect shines, that is when the Kapalbhati Pranayams, comes to the picture to help you to achieve the same. You see, in the olden times, the sages were very intelligent. They realized that mind is like a monkey. You cannot control it, right? And you do whatever is possible in your tendency, but it is almost impossible to control this mind. But they realize that the mind has an impact on the breath. Whenever you're nervous, what happens is your breath goes for a toss. Your breath becomes fast, shallow, rapid. So they realized if the mind can have an impact on the breath, what about the vice versa? Can we have the impact through the breath on the mind? And that is where pranayams came into the existence. Pranayam is not just a breathing practice. We study this in detail in the teacher's training program. It is much, much beyond that. So this is one pranayam which will help you to take care of the excessive thoughts in the mind. So before we learn and we practice, let's understand the contraindication, that what all conditions you should avoid this practice. First of all, heart diseases, especially if you have high BP, if you have hernia, if you have vertigo, or if you have epilepsy, or if you have ulcers, or if you recently had an abdominal surgery, even if you have a recent slipped disc, or if you're having back pain, avoid this practice. If you are pregnant from day 1 to week 9th, avoid this practice completely. And for women, when they are in their monthly cycles, avoid in those 4-5 days. Now, what are the benefits? This is one pranayam which actually massages your brain. We all love a nice massage. Don't you think that your brain, which functions from the time you open your eyes and you close your eyes, does so much of work? How would your brain feel if it is able to get a nice massage? But the problem is we cannot cut open our head and massage the brain. This is where this beautiful pranayam comes into the picture, because this has a direct impact and it actually massages the brain. Now, when the brain gets a massage, you are able to seize those excessive thoughts in the mind. When the thought becomes less in the mind, that is where you're able to get into meditation. This pranayam helps you to achieve the state of meditation. Like the other pranayams, which actually helps you to cool down, calm down, soothe down the nervous system. This is one pranayam which actually strengthens your nervous system. As a child, in India, there was a yogi who used to come on the televisions and who used to teach this pranayam a lot. And as a young child, I didn't practice too much, but all the elderly adults used to practice. And I used to hear everybody coming up that, this problem got resolved, that problem got resolved, this happened, that happened. I was surprised, what is this pranayam? What is this practice that everybody is having so many benefits? Today, thanks to people who have started studying, doing the scientific research, we are yet to find out all the possible benefits of this pranayam. Because this is one pranayam which actually strengthens your nervous system and massages your brain. And everything is connected with these two things. Then it helps you to clear your lungs. If you have asthma, bronchitis, congestion, respiratory disorders, go for this practice. And then one thing that we all love to have is a flat stomach. This helps you to tone your abdominal organs. Now, after listening to so many benefits, Don't start doing this practice for 15 minutes, 30 minutes at a stretch every day, every hour. You will not get those benefits. Everything, when done in proper quantity, proper time, in moderation, is only when you experience the benefits. So you learn this, will practice this, and you can implement this practice in your daily routine. Try to do it with discipline, and you'll find the benefit. Now, how to do this? In this pranayama, we alter the outgoing breath. As if now you are listening to me, I'm talking. The breath is taken care by the body automatically. The body is passively inhaling, the body is passively exhaling. Now, when I say take a deep breath in, when you actively take the control of the breath in your hand, that is what is active breath. And when you're into your fantasy world, when you're daydreaming, when the breath is happening on its own, that is called as passive breath. So, in this pranayama, the incoming breath is passive. That means we let the body breathe in. The outgoing breath becomes active. That means we take the control in our hand and we actively, with force, through the nose, pulling the belly in, we throw the or expel the air out. Now, you will find people doing it with in a speed, but that is where the difference and the secret to get all the benefits lies. Do not try to do this pranayama in speed, because when you do it in speed, you lose that essence or the touch where the body has to breathe in on its own. When you do it slow, when you become habituated, when the mind has understood the practice, that is where you can increase the speed. So let's see how to do this. Now, when you do this practice, you have to come down on the floor. Or if you want, try to sit on the sofa or a chair, keeping the spine straight. All the pranayams that are done, you should keep your spine straight. Now, what we do is, we let the body breathe in, and then forcefully, we throw the air out through the nose and we pull the belly in, like this. Now, some people ask that how to pull the belly in. I say one thing. Remember the time when a camera comes in front of you. The moment camera comes in front of you and somebody is about to click your picture, there is a natural reaction of the camera with the tummy. The tummy goes in. That is exactly what we have to do. So, I'll give the counts. Only with the counts, you expel the air through the nose and you pull the belly in. And after that, let the body breathe in. And that is where you get the massage. You are able to give the massage to the brain. Okay, so just have a look for a few rounds and then we'll do it together. Again, we'll keep the eyes open for a couple of rounds and then we'll close it. Okay, Acha. Before we practice, this is one practice that you should not do if you have eaten your meal recently. This is the practice you should only do when you are empty stomach. So if you had a nice king size meal recently, avoid this practice. Just observe it, look at me, and then you can practice once your stomach is empty or maybe tomorrow morning. So this is how the practice goes. Just have a look. Relax. Okay, so let's do it together. We'll do 10 times. We'll take a break and then we'll do the second round. So we'll do 2 rounds of 10 each. Okay, so let's sit easily and comfortably on a chair or on the ground. Keep your spine straight, palms facing towards the ceiling, fingers relaxed. First, take a deep breath in and let it go. Now for the practice, let the body breathe in on its own. 1, 2, 3, 4, you can close your eyes, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Loosen up the abdominal muscles, relax your nostrils, relax your breath, and just take your attention to your forehead region and observe the sensations within. Let's get ready for the second round. Spine erect, you can keep your eyes closed, let the tension be inwards. Become aware of your navel. For the practice, let the lungs breathe in on its own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Relax your stomach, your nostrils, your breath, and take your attention to the forehead region and observe the sensations within. And with few blinks, slowly and gradually, you may open your eyes. Now just observe how you're feeling from the head. Just check how many thoughts you have in your mind. Isn't that a miracle? That's the beauty of pranayama. Pranayama helps us to achieve those difficult things which are actually very simple. So that's all for today. I hope you learned and enjoyed the Kapalbhati Pranayama. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Take good care. See you in the next video.